Okay, here we have the Rancilio Ms. Silvia espresso machine. This is a nice espresso machine. I had this thing for 6 years. So I'm going to talk about a little bit what we have here, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. First, we'll go over what each button does here. This one basically turns on the machine. That light means that the machine is on. This one, when it's off, means that you're ready to pull an espresso. When it's on, it means you're not ready. You should wait. So it's the opposite. You would think that if the light was on, that means you can make an espresso, but in fact, it's the other way around. This button right here is when you're ready to pull the espresso. You press that button, and basically, the water for the espresso comes out of the portafilter, which is this thing right here. This is just to boil water. And this is to activate the steam one. So when you press this, it activates the steam that comes out of the one right there. And each button has a little light to indicate what you're using right now. So obviously I'm not using anything. The only light that's on is for the button showing that there's power going to the machine and the machine is on. And what it's doing right now, every once in a while, it'll cycle through the boiler and it'll heat the water. Just so you know, there's only one boiler here. Sometimes you have espresso machines with 2 boilers and with heat exchanges and whatnot. So in other words, one boiler you can only make either an espresso or but you can't use the wand, the steam wand. So if you make an espresso, you can't use the steam wand. If you're using the steam wand, you can't make an espresso because there's only one boiler. Okay, the tank is right here, and basically you just pour the water in there. You see the hoses, and then when you press the button to make an espresso, what actually happens is there's a pump. The pump, those hoses that are in there, gets the water. Actually, the machine is on, so the machine automatically does this, pumps some of the water to the boiler, heats up the boiler. So when you press this, there's actually right now water in the boiler. And then when it gets up to temperature, you can go ahead and pull the espresso. Right now, with the light off, if I was to run this, the water is going to be about 180 degrees, all right, which is what you want to make an espresso, more or less. When this is on, it's about 140 degrees, which is you want to wait. So when this light comes on, you want to wait till it's orange, and that means when it's orange that you can go ahead and pull an espresso. You can only pull shots with it, or you can use the steam one. You can't use both, okay? Because it only uses one boiler. Some have 2 boilers. Some have a heat exchange. The Ms. Silvia only has 1 boiler. Okay, so again, this right here is about 140. When the light goes off, 140 to 180. When the light goes off, it's about 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you can go ahead and pull your coffee. Okay, so this is the Rancilio Ms. Silvia version 3. There is previously 2 versions to this. They look a little bit different. The portafilter wand is different. The drip tray is different. It has all circular holes instead of this thing in the middle. The wand on version 2 only moves left and right. This one swerves all around. There is a new version, version 4. Like I said, this is 3. Version 4 has a different... It looks practically the same, but I think you can adjust I forget what it is, but there's a few things. One of them I think is the way you adjust the pressure, or no, actually it's the way you change the heat coil. It's just maintenance, I guess. On version 4, the maintenance is easier to do than on version 3, but everything looks the same. There is, like I said, from version 4 to version 3, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but from version 3 to 2, so this is 3, version 2, it looks a lot different. All metal body except this right here is plastic. The group head right here is plastic, and then it has this silver tape that looks like stainless steel. But I have this thing for 6 years, so you can see over the years where the tape has been slowly eroding, and it shows the plastic, which is not a big deal. But underneath here, the group head is all metal. This portafilter actually will fit on a regular size machine. It's really heavy and solid. Would I buy this again after 6 years? Yes, but the thing is, with this is you gotta wait. So if you have 3 people, you're making 3 cappuccinos. You make the cappuccinos, you put them over here because this thing actually has heat on it, so they keep warm. And then you gotta wait, purge some of the water, turn on the steam one. So there is a little bit of wait. You can't just make the coffees, make the steam milk, and that's it. No, you gotta either use one or the other. So you gotta make all your coffees first, and then the steam milk. That's how it works. because there's only one boiler, like I said. Also, the other thing is people like to talk about temperature surfing, which basically means looking at the right temperature to make your coffee. You don't really need to do any of that. Once this thing is off, as soon as this thing comes off, that means it's ready. If you start waiting too long, it goes from 180 and it keeps going down to about 140, which is you don't want. You want to be in 160 Fahrenheit range so you can make your coffee. And that's basically all there is. The secret to this machine really is the temperature. So as soon as this thing goes off, you want to go ahead and stop making your coffee. But it's the tamper. I think it brings the tamper is this thing right here. So when you put the coffee in the portafilter, you tamp it down like so, and to create pressure for the water to go through. So when you tamp it, you want to get a nice tamper because that's what makes the coffee, pretty much. So after 6 years, would I buy this machine again? Well, yeah, but if I could, I'd probably get something with a double boiler. Like I said, only because with a double boiler, you can make a coffee and then steam the milk right after. With this thing, if I have guests over and I have 4 people, I got to make 4 coffees first. I got to put them on top of here, let them stay warm. Hopefully they stay warm, and then I got to make the milk, the steam milk. It's an awesome machine. This thing never let me down. This together with a Rocky grinder, I paid about $1,000. And it's an awesome home machine. I mean, it's commercial. These guys, they make just commercial machines, and then they make this one for the home use. But it's an awesome machine. So I hope you enjoy the video. This is what our coffee looks like. I'm going to go ahead and give it a stir so you can see what we have here.